Alright. Looks like I'll be finishing this game on my own. Makes me sad, but my guide could not make it today. And I have really wanted to finish this game for a while. So, let's talk to this guy again. Extract the mode. Huh? Why did he do it? Why? Oh. I forget what check I need.
Minions of capital. What do you want?
Alright, let's put on some exposure clothes. Am I a minion of capital? Oh. That. Alright. Give.
Minions of capital. What do you want?
What strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition. For a man who's spent 44 years hidden in the urban wild,
He is surprisingly okay.
indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. His voice, despite the cough, is there. It is capable of expressing complicated ideas. Above all, he seems animated.
Enemy. By what?
It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like threads as he just stares at the logs or the reeds. He also suffers mood swings, bubbling to the surface, unconstrained by his nervous system.
But he doesn't do drugs.
Great leaps of emotion, from anger to grief, despair.
Dementia or a foul temper? Wouldn't a foul temper be a byproduct of his life? I actually don't think.
Perhaps, but his seems more than that. The inner turmoil takes unexpected turns, as if forced on him in a way. In summary, you sense some underlying neurological disorder.
Dementia.
You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move, they are lucid, keen even, not senile.
I need.
Is it some kind of substance damage? Like he's addicted to something? Not only the painkillers he's clearly on.
Mr. Joss, are you on some kind of psychoactive?
No. I won't be stuffed full of shit like the rest of this city.
Figures?
You said you take painkillers.
I take them to cope with pain. The people of this city use painkillers because they have pain. Untreated illnesses, not enough money for a greedy doctor.
Are you sure about him being lucid? Maybe he's just affected by an extreme case of socialism.
Thanks for talking.
It's not a downer, rather an upper, judging by his snaps.
Are you on amphetamines?
Like some kind of decadent rock star.
Oh, that's me. I'm a rock star. Mr. Joss, are you okay? How's your mouth?
No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm surrounded by insane people.
There it is again, erratic hand motions, bouts of rage, and the stomach thing too, of course. Could it be a symptom of overdosing on something? Something even you have not tried? Keep your eyes peeled.
Huh. We're still searching for motive. When did you first see the
3 weeks ago, when the rich hag came in on her galley. Her honor guard came in tow.
Joyce. He means Joyce.
rich hag?
Wrinkled up whore.
Whore. Good strong word. What is it with these whores and pedophiles? Aren't you a communist?
Black sexual morals are a bourgeois ploy.
Interesting.
As to pederasty, the party legalized it in '04. My party, not your liberal masters. So don't you sermonize me, you racist shithole. It's still bourgeois when the bourgeois does it, fiddling with their sexual organs.
Some strange glandular process takes place in him at the thought, like yeast rising.
So, something about sex makes
And
him
anger too,
mad.
in addition to loneliness.
Moving on, the victim arrived sometime after her.
They moved into a deserted apartment above the roundabout. Radio equipment out for all to see. Reactionary radio playing, sloppy and drunk. I've seen their kind during the landing. Those Occidental and masked phalanx weren't conscripts. Boys like us. They were whites. All they know is to destroy and hurt.
White.
Barely alive. They like to kill while they're on their drugs. After the landing, in the burning years, I would take shots at them. End them. The worst ones, if I had a bullet to spare. I could see they've returned now to show their real face. The face they don't dare show their bourgeois voters back on Mundi with their families and polyester clothes.
Have you been looking at anything else you haven't liked?
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back.
More specifically?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst. Because of the racists.
Yeah.
Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries.
I mean, kind of not wrong.
Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Mr. Clay.
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class.
Alright. But finish.
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins.
Oh, that's kind of unfair. These people are traumatized.
Intense, like animals, like those boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
Nod.
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now, Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cop parading around in his uniform,
Oh, that...
throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too. Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Koyamorang, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
This is good. I'm gonna just let him keep talking.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children.
Ah,
Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt Frisell is now dead.
who's Brissel? I wish I knew more about this.
We did good when we pushed him under the horse car. Until, in the 30s, those disco whores.
Disco's cool.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter.
Disco whores.
Whores.
Okay. You mentioned the Union is social democratic and Mr. Clare's a farce.
Another hideous disappointment. Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy of the proletariat. Placating the masses.
Disappointment, so personal. He displays a familiarity with the Union's top brass.
And who's it disappointed? Everard Clare?
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass. I mean, the brains of the operation. The smart one.
His brother, huh? But doesn't Everard run the Union?
That mobster toad couldn't run a shithouse. He has no political education. His twin, Edgar Clare, that one's been to one of those East Revachol universities. He talks a big game about uprising and alienation and so on.
He's been sweet-talked by this Edgar. They must have met in person for such animosity to have developed.
We're not the first people you've met from the city, are we?
You can't live alone.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing.
Of course, maybe the Clears asked him to. Don't go straight for the kill. Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up.
Have you approached them?
I haven't approached anyone. I've hid. It was Edgar who came to me.
How did he know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has brains. Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. Thought he was a man of the left. Wouldn't rat me out.
Oh, why didn't you think I was?
I was right about one of those things.
When was this?
20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now, could they? They were less fat then.
Huh.
That's around the time the Clares came to power.
And what did you talk
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes about the struggle. Flaunted his pink degree. Even quoted Marzov.
All right.
Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzov. Oh, and charity too. They love their charity. Offered me blankets and social housing. I still have the gas cooker he brought.
And the medicine, I bet. And he let you be here?
Let me be here? The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune of Revachol. We took this fortification from the Loyalists. Even the Clares understand this.
They let him be here. Understanding was a courtesy. But why such a courtesy?
Mr. Dross, did you kill the Grinnell mercenary for the Clares? To incite a riot?
I'm not doing anything for that swine again.
Again? What have you done for Edgar before?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways.
Okay, he didn't do the hanged man for them, but he's insinuating something.
Talk to Everard about the previous forward. 28%. Right? That's a lot. By the cop parading in his colorful uniform.
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June. Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot's plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A petanque maniac race traitor.
Cool.
I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him personally, his make and model. There were tens of thousands of them. I thought we took them all out before the liberals came to their rescue. We missed one. That one.
Hey, Alexander.
There doesn't seem to be a single person under the pine today. Not even Gaston. Alone.
There's no one there.
Fat and plump. Like a pheasant. Just begging to be popped off. Please, Mr. Dross. Shoot me.
He whispers with such predatory hunger. It borders on longing.
You'd like to kill him?
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger. Think about it. Let the bomb melt in my mouth.
Save the treat for later?
Oh, okay.
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day, the blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think, no, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock René. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him. Haven't seen him around lately, strutting around. Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from him?
Huh. I guess we'll keep talking.
Yes, of course. Must be passing a kidney stone. I hope it's excruciating. At least it keeps him from throwing his balls.
He seems relieved. Could he have been worried for him? He reminds him of himself. The same hatred. The same. You try to think of another thing, but no. It's just the hatred. They are veterans of the same war. Somewhere west in Coal City, his enemy is lying in a dark room on a metal slider. In Losser Municipal, like he will too. Soon. Half of the war between these men is over. With an agitated gait, Satellite Officer Jean Heron Vichmer paces the jetty, 22 kilometers east in Martinez. What could he possibly be doing there for so long?
Catching the
says.
murder victim. Satellite Officer John Purple.
Police work? Patrol Officer Judith Minot replies, with a tinge of hope in her voice. A tinge of warmth, too, against the cold air rising from the water.
Alright. Now,
Glad? It's all gone.
let's put on some logic. Alright. Be good.
Minions of capital. What do you want?
His lip curls into a sneer at the memory.
The deal between you and
The connection comes to you like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold water.
20 years ago, when you met Edgar, the players didn't run the union.
Hey,
He acknowledges it. Here we go. A twist behind the dark bend.
Who did?
that bourgeois cow. Tiffin Holly was her name. Licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. Never seen a labor leader so hot on mutual cooperation.
Did you kill this person? What?
And money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder and a deal maker.
Bordering on sentimentality, it drips out of him, tempered by something familiar to you. A familiar rage.
She was also a woman, wasn't she?
She was. And she was real soft on those money men. Had a Barbara Muscova bag over her shoulder that she liked to bring to work.
And then she just disappeared.
Called in, they say, on the eve of battle. Ran away. Vanished like a piss stain.
Trying to get rid of this background. Once. Okay, that seems to be better.
No, that's not quite it, is it?
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally. But that wasn't really her daughter, was it?
No, I guess it was not.
Edgar had someone make the call. Why is that?
She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is, the bend in the river.
Why?
Because she was dead.
They know.
The cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the canal grasping her tit and drowned. Or bled? Hard to say. It was a sloppy job. And a moving target.
Oof, he killed her.
She was going home, waddling, dressed in yellow, drunk like she often was. The ruins were black around her, and she had a yellow leather bag under her arm. She tried to cross the canal, heading home to Grand Couronne or Betancourt, someplace like that, where they build those new bâtiments for the people who flourish in the hell around her and the ruins.
You shot.
Someone shot her. Or maybe the cow just fell. My memory is full of holes. All I know is...
Another big spike of rage, different from the one he has for her.
Everard didn't do anything better, huh?
nothing changed. Not in the material base, not in the hegemony. There was no uprising. Just words. The Union fizzled, sogged. Nothing came of it. Nothing.
Huh.
Edgar didn't keep his part of the deal. If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could walk.
Oh.
We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on assignment. We could even extradite you to the Samaran People's Republic.
Interesting.
A degenerate worker state. Goat shit. No, thank you. I'm Revacholian. My days are short. I will rot away here, in a moral intern cell. I will not testify to anything.
Okay then. That's that, but I know.
All you know is I saw it happen, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. Her plump body, bobbing up and down in that canal like a cork. That chick yellow bag still on her, strangling her.
Old black bull. Look at the canal, then at you. Alright. I even forgot that was a mission.
The same old freezing hatred. There is plenty here to work with once he's in custody, and the lieutenant knows it. He gives you a little nod to proceed.
I don't know if I should bring up Renee yet.
Glad? It's all gone.
So what did you not like about what you saw there?
Them. Fucking. I didn't like that.
Okay then.
Splat. A bloody spitball lands on the fire.
Them.
So you were jealous?
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
This man has seen past her, like you did. And now he longs to see her covered in blood. To punish her.
You wanted to punish her, so you would.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
You stare at them too. In your mind, her innocence day still turns to leaf. Airport bag in hand. Silks floating in her wake.
Yes, this is my shit. The dream.
See you tomorrow, Harry. Her voice rings in the evening air. Burning.
You saw through her, so did I.
You're delusional. There's nothing to see in the soul of the bourgeois woman. It's the same as the surface. Sick hedonism and desperation.
He did deserve a good punch.
Made a little love nest up there. Sweaty linen and bottles they would use for God knows what. I saw other men there too, but I can't be sure. Even a woman once.
Oh, Ruby.
A red-haired woman? Ruby.
That kind of thing is fine by the party. So is fine by me. But it goes to show you.
Seems like the answer was yes.
How long had you been watching her?
Since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving.
Past the Fell building on the coast? What was she doing there?
Hiding her papers.
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
And beautiful.
And you.
That, too.
How could you see what she looked like? You said it was dark.
The sun came up. Her hair was like cobwebs. She smoked more fags and snorted a line of whatever shit she was on, right there. She needed it just to move.
What do you think she did?
Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there to Cachet Brut.
So, you looked into it.
After she was gone,
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
no. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I'd put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do better.
This implies that he's thought about extorting her.
Okay.
Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
Alright. You saw her name on the passport, but before I said her name, and you didn't recognize.
You didn't say Clausia in there.
What did it say?
It was something. I don't remember. It was dark that morning. I only remember her face on the photo.
Okay. Moving on, did you continue watching her after this?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks, and a body hard and lean and bruised all over, black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook, on the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook? From the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
How did you see all this? The bruises that she was beaten?
I'm not blind, am I?
Reaction speed, 72%. Footprints in the dust, could have changed shoes, found the people. Yep, he's been peeking on her. I can probably increase my reaction speed too. But let's talk about healing.
There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
There have been others.
Yes, over the years. It's not unproletarian, to feel something?
Is that why you left the dried flowers behind?
No,
Why?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of her room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
When was this?
The day after I killed him.
And you brought her maid.
Yes, I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
You wanted to console her.
Maybe. I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting for you.
A sudden pang of rage.
If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes. One more down.
Right? How does he know about this? Yeah, let's put on reaction speed though. In conclusion, it wasn't about him, it's about her.
Her.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement.
We have the motive.
That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days.
She got away. We don't know where she is.
Good for her. That girl kept staring into the scope, you know. In the end, this last week, kept staring at the island.
She knew.
At night, crying or smoking on the roof, like she knew I was here. It doesn't matter.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, Lausanne Central Aerodrome, a cocoon suspended in the sky by a web of suspension wiring, encircled by hybrid aircraft.
Up north.
On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still she smiles among the crowd, among the great ghosts of the city she's leaving, for another, far south. Smaller, distant, hidden, not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. Streetlights, towers, tenements, and water, and across it a dark strip of ruins, barely visible if she didn't squint her eyes.
Thanks, Shivers.
There, on a dilapidated jetty in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea, the ruins of a
I'll be
seafort
back soon.
out of the water, built by Philippe II, reappropriated by the Commune, then lost in the landing. He's there, doing what exactly I don't know. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer points at the ruins. Behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him. Special Consultant Heidelstam is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. I know this interesting little place. Where? His voice trails off as the 3 walk down the jetty.
I haven't found a coffee place.
As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crumbling fortification like a rotten tooth rising out of the water. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
Oh.
The old man has fallen silent, staring at your feet.
Reaction speed. Reaction speed, and then we arrest them. Huh. Don't have that many, huh? Okay, I'm just at 3.
The old man stares despondently at the logs. It's like he's forgotten you're there.
Let's see.
His lip
People you don't
curls
like.
into a sneer at the memory.
No.
Glad. 3 weeks ago, when the rich hack wrinkled up whore. They moved in. I've seen them herding the strike breakers like that. I kept an eye on them.
His lip curls into a sneer at the
Glad.
Wait. Oh no, I don't have
It's all
access to
gone.
that anymore.
My name. I am a
The community.
from the I
51 minus 8.
No. I wasn't a resurrection until they turned it into a... There's nothing serious in this world.
Dang it. There goes my
It's a
reaction
farce.
speed. Ugh.
I've used it.
Here we go.
Killing people.
It's a... I've used...
Interesting.
There is no...
So he's continuing. Go in straight. No. Don't mess this up. Remember,
What did I just say?
what did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now. Nothing comes to, and in them, a chill, like electricity. The feeling dissipates.
Detective.
Damn it. Ask it already, he wants to say.
The who?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it. You're in.
You know who I'm.
The worm there. An ugly piece of...
Did you?
I am a son of a...
Exhaust him with the gun. The scent of blood in the air.
Okay.
But
You lost, Dwat. You
Alright.
lost.
Okay. So I'm curious about that reaction speed scene. So I'm just gonna load from my previous episode. So I did a quick save just do this.
Minions of capital. What do you... Them. Fucking. Jealousy. And that's all it takes.
this man is, and now to punish her.
Since you
Past the fell.
hide
And beautiful.
that.
How could you?
Her pal.
Did you keep?
No.
This implies also a little inconsistency here. A strange confusion comes over him from... A strange confusion.
I did. I could...
You could tell.
I'm not blind,
Alright.
am I?
It quickly comes to you.
The bruises on her body. Any chance you've seen them through a hole in a wall?
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife. Masturbating.
Oh boy.
Everything in him fills with impossible longing. All at once.
You're a messed up little dude, aren't you?
Did you make that hole?
With a clip point knife.
Ever see her through a window on a roof?
Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass.
So you've been through the secret route. Those are your footprints. You just changed.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
And that
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble. One more loose end down. With
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union Box window.
She practically...
You stare at them too.
You're delusional. There's nothing to see in the soul of the bourgeois woman made of
A redhead.
that kind.
Seems like the answer was yes.
There's...
The coals of his eye.
Man needs to feel something else. And this... Yes. No, I don't really know. The dead... Yes. Maybe.
A sudden
If you can...
in the sight. One more down.
Her.
The lieutenant nods at you. That's it.
Where is she? That Clasier. I haven't seen... Good for her. At night.
Midtown. Across. On the plat. Smaller. There. He's there. Special as the men. Good luck, Harry. The old man has fallen silent, staring at your feet.
All right, let's bring
The
up Renee.
burnt logs in the... His lip curls
Oh.
into a snare
Wait.
at the memory.
Right, I didn't do this one yet.
The connection
Hey,
he acknowledged.
that board. And
Bordering on sentimentality, it drips out of him.
she was. Called in the...
No,
Did she?
No. I guess she couldn't make the...
here it is.
Because she was dead. Because the cow caught a bullet and she was going home, heading home to Grand Couronne or Betancourt, someplace like that, where they build those new bâtiments. Huh. It was someone, or maybe she just...
Another big
Nothing.
Edgar didn't keep.
Huh.
If you were, we would strike.
A degenerate worker state. Go shit. I saw it happen, and I liked it. Everyone is a blobber in this world. Everyone betrays everyone. They're all already locked up for betrayal. The best ones, the ones with heart, were slaughtered, trampled.
Oh, so much rage.
The same old freezing hatred. There is plenty here to work with once he's in custody, and the lieutenant knows it. He gives you a little nod to proceed.
All right, you know about that Renee.
Yes, where is he? I hope he doesn't have debilitating arthritis.
Oh my God, he's even worried for him.
He's dead. Died of old age.
No,
Yes.
I waited too long. I waited too long and now he's dead?
I'm sorry, Mr. Dross. I understand you knew him for a long time.
They're all dead now. Fuck it.
If he really wanted to kill him so bad, he would have done. There must have been 1,000 black days on these islands. His health ailing.
You had 1,000 chances to kill him.
And I blew them all. What does it matter now? He's gone. Ancient dust.
He reminded him of himself. The same hatred.
Cared
The
about him.
same.
All human beings care about each other. I cared for seeing his head explode. Now, God damn this world.
I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
Are you okay, Mr. Dross? To go on.
You think I haven't seen people die? It's all I've seen them do. Fuck and die. All the other plans we had. To love. To colonize the Pale. It's all fucked.
He's not okay. This is just another black day in a row of black days. Something strange is keeping him together, making him endure.
Oh,
Glad we talked about what?
all right. I think it's time to arrest him. Let's make a scene here, actually. Kim,
Yes?
The old man stared.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
This terror is the sum of all the uncontrollable movements and mood swings he's been exhibiting. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of waves appear. The lieutenant continues, like an incantation.
Your Wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand? Do you understand?
But
Him, he's afraid.
no, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead. Pupils are dilated too. Eyes getting blacker and blacker.
Oh, it's the drugs and fear.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
Uh-oh. Alright, let's hear.
You thought you heard something, but it's just the reeds.
Uh-oh. That was my chance to catch the Insulinian phasmid.
Maybe we could all fit in there.
We could all fit in a little boat.
Actually, no.
Does it have room for...
Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us can take him inland while the other stays here. But
But then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
This is not a problem.
this is a problem. Who watches over him while I come back for you?
What is this farce? This is a fucking farce. I can't.
Lillian, you could ask her maybe.
We could ask the nut picker?
This is no harmless old man.
This fucking world. This world. What is this?
I mean, Vic Mare is there.
No, listen. Listen now.
Alright. It's too late. I can't hear. You can come back for me.
No, it would take a whole day on this island. You go and transport the prisoner. I'll be here. I can escort him to the pier with you.
No need to be polite. I'll do it.
This world. What are you talking about? Is this us?
What did I miss?
Your skin is crawling suddenly.
Uh-oh. What's happening? Oh, it's the Insulinian phasmid. I'm so happy.
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence.
Link.
It's still there, an unfolding mechanism of reed-like chitin.
I'm so happy.
in
What is
place.
that?
What are you talking about?
The giant stick insect.
There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head.
Well, no wonder it didn't fit in the cage.
You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand rise instinctively.
There is. I see it.
Tell me what you see, damn it.
Kim, can
I
you
can't
see
make
it?
out one small thing in the reeds.
I can see it.
Kim!
4 simple words, thank God. If he can see, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence, its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.
It's trying to touch the smoke.
What is it? What do you...
Something is very wrong with him now.
Right there. Can you see it?
Nothing. There is nothing. Only the reeds for...
Alright.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair. white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you. The segmented antennae move with apprehension, searching for something that's not there. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks.
This is the Insulinian phasmid.
It is.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece of milled aluminium. He begins to pull it open extremely carefully. It's the camera.
Are you sure you won't scare it off?
We need a photo. No one will believe us.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade of motion ripple through the phasmid's limbs. A series of ultrasonic clicks fills your ear. I am not palatable. Do not eat me. I am afraid.
It's afraid. Stop now.
I won't be one of those fools who didn't take a picture.
He's letting his pride get in the way. You see the phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions are quick, sudden.
Who cares what they think, Kim?
Understood. Of course.
The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you, its antennae taking their measure of the air. Slowly.
Careful.
Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm around your head like swallows. Like laughter, a sort of happiness. Sweat drips from your brow, soaking your chest. You reek of it, your chemicals. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
Getting proof? Yes! Raise your hand slowly.
The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Below its crown of reeds, little pinprick eyes detect motion, glittering. The world stands still around you. Suddenly, there is silence. No, stop. Be afraid.
Raise the other hand. Why does Half-Life... No.
As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving independent of each other, as if each has a mind of its own. They are white, like stalks of porcelain, knitting above you, praying to you.
Don't pray to me. I'm nothing.
The reed creature does not stop its stridulations. It towers above you, parting the reeds it emerged from. Tuft-like structures still rustle on its joints. Perhaps it is preparing to eat its god.
Okay, Kim. Take the picture.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed by the camera. It remains fixated on you.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword.
Oh, what a nice picture.
Freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant, hypnotized by the flash. It stands frozen before you. The sweat on your arms feels cold as ice, as if you're frozen as well, in the shadow of this great statue of chitinous marble.
I don't care about the murder right now. I don't care. This is the case we've solved.
I got it.
Oh. You hear the lieutenant whisper as the creature's shape develops onto photo paper in his hand. A polychrome ghost of white streaks against the reeds in the sky. And you was a shadow before it.
For all time.
Hair slowly reach out and touch the creature's whisper.
The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, the chitin curls into a spiral, like the tip of a poison ivy. Its touch on your fingertip feels cold, ticklish. The sensation is electrifying, resounding through your body. It is surprisingly delicate, the curly end of the whisker, like a young vine. It's even a bit wet. Looks like someone's got hurt in a fight. This antennae is much smaller than the other one.
Maybe it got caught in a trap?
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
Look at your...
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The creature in front of you stays frozen.
Lick your finger.
It tastes like sugar, very faint. The anthropod towers above you, tufts of reeds pointing from limb and head alike. Odorless, mostly comprised of water.
Alright, and then carefully pet its forearm.
The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. Its hollow exoskeleton collapsing.
Run your hand up the slender limb.
A small shudder passes the creature's arm. High above you, its black pearl eyes still glisten, mesmerized by the light passing its nervous system.
Right, we got it.
Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. Even the small black pearls of its eyes do not stray from you.
Hello, I'm Harry. I don't really know who I am.
No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around you.
Look more closely.
You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It looks to be foaming, slowly. The foam is white, then yellowish.
Him, it's foaming.
Careful. It may be poisonous.
No, I think it's sugary.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating. The little bubbles begin to burst, one by one.
Spoke to the hangman, did not give up, tasted it, knows of parthenogenesis, and nothing. What's the nothing from? Where did it get nothing from? Okay.
I exist.
I exist too.
Tell me what it's like for you.
It's Wonderbar.
Yes, holy is the Lord of hosts, and all the earth is filled with his glory.
Holy shit.
Now, I will tell you what it's like for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit images, a kind of darkness, being intruded upon, transient, dim, moist.
Oh. Intruded upon by what?
Shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations. A swarm of sounds, tiny vibrations on the inside of my forearms. All speak of complexities totally beyond my
Oh,
understanding.
Jesus, indeed. Whoa.
I am at the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light, it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul, and if I did, it would never ache.
The fuck is happening to me right now? I'm not picking that. No. Either you're the type of animal I would like to be, or I'm glad to be me. I'm glad to be me, getting to experience you.
Few of us can begin to imagine the horror of you, with all of creation reflected in your foreplay. It must be like the highest of hells, a kaleidoscope of fire and writhing glass. Eternal damnation. Even when you're sleeping, and when you wake, you carry it around on your neck, with eyes open that cannot help but swallow more behind the mirror. I feel great, mute empathy for you.
Oh, it was disorienting at first, but I'm keeping my shit together.
That must be incredibly hard. The Arthropods are in silent and meaningless awe of you. Know that we're watching. When you're tired, when the vision spins out of control, the insects will be looking on, rooting for you.
Thank you. This voice actor sounds like Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy.
And when you fall, we will come to raise you up. Bud from you, banner-like, blossom from you and carry you apart in a sky funeral, in honor of your passing. But not me, because I'm just a leaf eater.
Oh, thank you.
In honor of your will, Lieutenant Euphrator, that you kept from falling apart in the face of sheer terror, day after day, second by second.
Thank you, insect.
Detective,
What is it?
arriving
Oh,
on the scene.
oh. I guess the police officers are here. Sorry, I'm busy talking to a bug, okay? I am a detective.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect?
Also that.
I can also detect pheromones. The ones on you tell me that you will not eat me, and that I will benefit from your closeness. In short, I love you.
Oh, all I needed was to carry sugar with me.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemical.
Yo.
He's in a bad state, deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am beneficial to him, but I am not. I only quicken his deterioration.
You're destroying him?
Very slowly, and only because he won't go away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the pictures in their heads. But he has looked at me for too long, and I'm destroying him.
The illness he has is because he spent too much time around the Insulinian phasmid. Wild. What? That's amazing.
So am I.
I was born to detect you.
Yes. No one detected me for such a long, long time. For thousands of years. I dithered, out of sight. Trapped myself in greenery.
This is my masterpiece.
No one believed I exist. Almost no one. Until you came, detective. Dripping off blood that smells like strawberries.
Oh,
Across
great.
the calm sea. The first in 1,000 years.
I guess the alcoholism helped. Alright. What is happening?
No, you're awake. I am real. Light is forming me. This is real.
And where does this come from? All this around us. The world.
Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily.
Then all we can do is beat our fists against it day after day. With no answer.
You can also eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Yum yum. Or read.
Oh, okay. Yeah, food is good. What exactly are you?
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia, endemic to the Insulandia Insula. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight, masquerading as the reeds, molding, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash bins and boys.
Oh, did you take Bossier's things?
It may have unknown, dangerous biochemical characteristics, that help it maintain its camouflage.
Yeah, we already know this, the psychoactive substance.
No one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution and officials of the occupation. Even the Samanese islanders who came here first, but did not stay, have not seen me. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions, until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Revershaw, district of Martinez, March 51.
This is gonna be my greatest case ever. Are you poisonous?
Yes, I do not have a starter display, so I use a neurodegenerative element to aid in camouflage. Do not worry. It is only destructive over long periods of time.
Oh, is that how I'm talking to you? Okay.
The deserter. He's been here for a long time.
Are you the miracle?
No. You are the miracle.
Oh. How?
The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively medium life form, while you are extreme, all-engulfing madness. A volatile simian nervous system, ominously new to the planet. The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy us all.
Wait, Pale is human-made?
It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind.
I don't have that kind of power.
You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. Just by accident.
Oh no. I want you to keep existing. How?
We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing. Only much worse.
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees that eat thoughts.
Worse how?
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if he misplaces us all one day, or just forget?
Have I always thought this way?
No, you're only thinking it now. This is a revelation.
But I want to blink and undo 12 billion years of matter expansion.
Simian Butcher. Soon, one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
Okay. I want to explore this dialogue tree some more.
No. The moral of the Pale too. You're a violent. We suspect
Instead of air, you exhale.
everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. Would you please do not do that again?
Oh, I'm sorry. I've already forgotten the whole world once when I drank too much.
So it is already happening. Soon, one of you will close your eyes
Alright, last
and
one.
open them. No. The moral of the Pale too. You're a violent. We suspect
Instead of air, you exhale.
everything your eyes touch goes back there,
Okay.
behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if he misplaces us all one day, or just forget?
I'll be extra careful not to.
Please be. Or one day, one of you will close your eyes and sign, and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
Kim, am I having a violent epileptic seizure?
It doesn't look like that, no.
What does it look like?
You're just staring at it.
Then I'm having a vision about the final fate of mankind.
Okay. Is it somehow related to the case?
No, I told you what it's about. Our fate. Oh, the case is meaningless compared to this. I have totally transcended the case. Yep.
I think you should back away from the unstudied species now.
Oh, fine. Okay. I have no more thoughts. That was all.
No, there is one more.
Out of all the creatures I've met, you are the most kindest? You are the kindest or the most beautiful? The most beautiful.
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you. That woman, turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. Do it for the working class.
Oh. Okay, I will.
She was middle class. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
Okay. Disengage.
As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
Wild. Oh, it's fast.
And, just like that, it's gone, skating away across the sea's calm mirror like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but circles on the water.
This is Death Stranding now. I have never played it, but isn't that the one where you just travel around carrying stuff?
And something under it, in the place it stood, bobbing there, among the reeds, a collection of items.
Oh, Flossier's passport?
It's gone.
It can walk on water?
Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
What's that in the reeds?
Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
What now?
What now?
In some kind of strange, semi-catatonic state.
Our suspect is not looking so good. We need to check on him.
Okay, let's look at the item first. Ah, there it is. Let's examine the suspect first. Make sure he's okay.
What is it? What do you want from me?
How could you
I
not?
can't go.
How could you not see the phasma?
See.
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black
Oh,
eyes
dear.
glazed over and bulging from their sockets. His gap-toothed mouth shaking, with fear and longing, like an addict of some terrible substance.
Touch his shoulder gently.
The plastic cape feels coarse. A light shiver passes the man. Other than that, no reaction. He feels small and frail.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem, doesn't it, Mr. Dross?
The trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
What has happened to this man?
Old age and shock.
I think it's the phasmid.
Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the phasmid, the combined stress. But you think it's something more than that, don't you?
Drugs.
There's much more. Remember what it said when it spoke. Quite a few things about that health check you did on him make sense now.
I think he's addicted to that.
Like a drug?
He has displayed addict behavior, not just the pain.
His pupils appear to be dilated. They still are.
It's not just chemical.
It's as if he's infatuated.
Some kind of oxytocin release mechanism? Would go with the pupils. But this is way above me, detective.
He couldn't see it, Kim. just the reeds for.
That could be part of the shock. But you're right, something is off here.
No response.
Maybe this is how it stayed hidden?
Then how did we see it? Oh, you mean, whatever does this, does it over time? Teenagers, kids, drunks, sightings are brief, and hence not credible. But anyone who spends a long time with it.
Yes, you forget it's there.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Dross, have you ever seen a stick insect pretending to be the reeds? The doctors will have to look at this. I hope your station has better medical personnel than 57. This is a little advanced for a nurse.
Before, when I evaluated his state, he seemed strangely animated.
He was energetic and articulate. After all these years alone, with little hygiene or medication, I would expect worse.
Perhaps it is induced by the plasmid?
It does not seem to be animated now it's left. Honestly, I'm ready to believe anything at this point. Maybe it is psychoactive. I mean, why not? It's 3 meters tall.
Something hormonal in his relationship to the plasmid.
You mean pheromonal?
Yeah. He seems a little off for a man. Randy.
The scope, knowing of her bruises, his disposition toward Miss Oranje? I see what you mean.
I also talked to the plasmid, and it said it's disappointing.
You should be more careful, detective. Are you sure it wasn't having an effect on you?
Maybe. Anyway, it's only trying to remain unseen. The degradation is a side effect.
A valid hunch. Long-term exposure to something like that could be neurodegenerative. Also, please be careful when approaching unknown species in the future, detective.
Him? Are we gonna become cryptozoologists? Please? Alright. Who knows how much of it in its company he's been for? Yeah.
He did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him, like he didn't want to leave this place, and the insect maybe. I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this. This will be one hell of a report. Thank God we have the photo.
We found some things in the phasmid's nest, Mr. Fox.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him.
Here's the
Perhaps you
phasmid.
should. No reaction. His breathing is slow, and he appears very old all of a sudden. Around 80.
Let's have a closer look at that after. I think I'll be more useful than him.
Okay, I'm gonna let you rest now.
The plastic cape flaps around his face in a gust of wind. His back is slouched, and his mouth open. The strength has all gone out of him. Just frail old bones in a sack of tracksuit trousers and a windbreaker.
Hang tight.
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't take too long.
Okay. I think we have time to look at the passport probably. Oh, what is this? The helmet. And a rifle scope.
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Oranje, is issued to a black-haired woman called Katarzyna Alazie.
Oh, I think I did learn her name.
Classia's hidden documents. From the MT boy.
Photo.
It's Klasia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish, younger somehow. An old photo, before life came and did what it does.
What was it doing in the nest?
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or...
I think the phasmid took it, and I sensed it do so. I saw something open up the buoy. Like spindly leg.
Like a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual.
By now, the lieutenant has accepted your unusual methods.
I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross lost it. But to seek this out would be very unusual behavior for an arthropod.
Would it? Maybe it was simply curious.
Maybe it was curious, like an octopus?
An octopus belongs to a very different class. It's not even an insect, it's a mollusk. But yes, I see your point. She said it would be for Anouk
Oh,
Meyer
right.
Smith.
Different person.
Anouk Meyer Smith.
Katarzyna Alazia was supposed to be her real name, where Klasia comes from. Remember? God damn it. I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now, in another city.
Maybe this is her real passport.
No, she lied to us. Her so-called real name was not her real name. Somehow she's managed to lie to us about that too.
What's her real name then?
I don't know, but it's not Katarzyna Alasia or Klasia or Anouk Meyer Smith. We didn't even scratch the surface with her, detective.
Oh,
Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
The winds are silent. The streets are empty of her. She is no longer in the city of Revachol.
oh, good for you, Classier. The bolt action 446 caliber Trian Gong is the poor man's sniper rifle. It is missing a scope, and here's the scope. A common sniper scope. Seaweed stuck on the lens, suffered water damage. Okay. Let's go. I've been standing here for so long I don't remember the way back.
ICM? This feels familiar somehow.
What's the ICM?
Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official name of the Communards Army. The black and white army of the revolution.
Sounds an awful lot like.
RCM.
It does. The RCM may descend from the ICM. It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and criminals.
So we are communists.
Nice political thoughts rush through your neocortex.
Okay.
A mediocre athlete would pant from dragging around his body on a busted crutch. But not you. You're thinking about politics, with blood dripping down your thigh.
What I'm hearing is we descend from the glorious Revolutionary Army.
There were all sorts of groups and groupuscules back then. It doesn't really matter.
Okay. There's a white star.
No, an upside-down star.
Okay.
With its horns in the sky, the symbol of the commune.
And are those spec stars twos?
No, that's the uninhabited archipelago.
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda, known as the face in the sea.
Looks like it looks old. What's it still doing?
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened here, Lieutenant Gefreiter. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw. The city is full of things like this. Old bullets, guns, fuel.
Aw. Okay, let's get hope for this guy.
The skiff is swaying on the water.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet. But for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you. 2 men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village, looking at a small yellow boat as it draws closer. The sea is calm. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Alright, buddy. Harry, we're here because we're worried. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Look what the tide brought in. Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen.
No one forget about all this. There's a giant.
We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you.
Oh, no one else seems bothered by the bleeding.
Bothered by it. Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant.
I'm just being sober, okay?
Oh, fuck it. Let's not get into that.
Alright. Who are you people?
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on several occasions.
Oh,
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicomar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heidelstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
the organ is the brain. Yep.
We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
No, Kim, you've got to have my back. Let's destroy them.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
All right, what's this about?
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
This is the horse-faced woman. I don't know why you named her that, but it was beyond idiotic. You should never address her using those words again.
Yeah, I like her face.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science.
Okay.
My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
Oh, okay, bye.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
I'm sorry I didn't recognize you before. Dude.
It's okay. I didn't come here to gloat or to fool you. Neither did he, actually. We're just worried.
That's right, worried. I'm always worried about you. Every time you don't show up to work, or when you do but stink. You're a worry fest. She's worried about you. I'm worried about you. Even Special Consultant Backpedal is worried about you. Everyone worries, instead of working.
All right. How did you know I was here?
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
I saved his establishment and still he betrays me?
Strange. He didn't mention that. In fact, the establishment didn't look saved at all. There was a giant aerograffito in front of the building, mixed with blood.
Oh, that was a junior talent.
I don't know. It had shit kid written all over it.
Look, if you want to see my graffiti, it's on a different wall, okay? Anyway, you aren't the man with sunglasses. You're not even blonde.
Guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on.
Hey, I'm reliable.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
I don't like being lied to. Okay, I had that coming.
Had what coming? Not recognizing people you work with every day. Brain damage.
So, Trent Hedelstam turns out to be special consultant.
Yes, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I never said I wasn't Trent Heilerstein.
Okay, what's up with the kid?
Mikhail? Mikhail is my son.
Oh. Oh, what was up with all the interesting history?
No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead.
Oh.
And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence.
Him being there with his son, it was not a coincidence. It's difficult to see, but he was worried about you. And also interested in the Feld building.
Okay, so what are you special consulting?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on.
All duped again. No one's who they say they are.
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
A gardener, a scab leader, this. Tell me at least you or who you said you are to the... Yeah.
Yes, I'm still Kinkisoragi, still a lieutenant from Precinct 57.
Still caught up in this crossfire,
So
too.
you mentioned a task force?
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Alright, who else is in this?
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Tron fucking Heidelstown, and Guillaume Baby.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Yeah, first, who's Guillaume?
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit.
Oh, sorry.
Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Tron because I'm forcing him to stay.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
Okay. Yeah, is he the sunglasses guy?
See? There. He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm GBV. It was going to be funny, but then you really did have brain damage. So not so much anymore.
Oh, that is funny, actually. That's a good sense of humor, Jean.
He sincerely thought it was going to be amusing for both of you.
Okay, so what does the unit do?
Do? It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
They're your posse, or what remains of it. Hand-picked, hand-lost.
The 41st isn't...
Oh. Well, where have you been all this time? There was a mercenary charge.
God damn it, Harry. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die.
Oh, so you let me face a squad of trained killers alone just to teach me a lesson?
It wasn't like that.
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we?
All will burn. Make no mistake about it.
Here we go. Alcoholic delirium. Visions. All must pay. God damn it, Harry. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die.
Well, I said all those things. I'm not like that.
Sure. You're not a superstar law official. Talk on the town is your Guillaume Le Million reincarnate. I know this shit. Nothing has changed.
Alright, let's move on. None of this is bringing
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, Pell, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Okay.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Wait, you think I'm so poor I lost my memory?
Not when you phrase it like that, but I don't think critical theory, I know everyone thinks this is far-fetched pink academia, but still, I don't think it should be off the table here.
What? He lost his memory because of capitalism?
Precisely.
No, not like that. I'm not talking Vredefort's cool here. But Harry, I asked you, what do you think happened?
Well, it might have something to do with an anomaly in the church. A 2 mm hole in the wall.
Corresponding to the 20 cm hole in your brain. Sure. This theory has great symmetry. I see how it folds into itself neatly.
Precisely, Satellite Officer Vicmere. It's Martinez.
No, take this seriously. I think there might be something wrong with Martinez.
This sounds odd, but I was there. The church on the coast was shaking from an audio-spatial anomaly. It may have been anthroponetic or perhaps related to radio waves. Either way, it was real. I've even put it in my report. You should read it. I do not, however, think it has anything to do with him drinking himself to the point of brain damage.
Yeah, the brain damage, the drinking has caused the problems. It's fine.
Thank you, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Just to clarify, I do not think his other anthroponetics are a hoax. Pale produces global phenomena. It's proven. However, what has not been proven is total memory loss after drinking too much Komodo Red. Honestly, I think he's just lying to us.
But Detective Vicmare, he has blanked out before.
I have?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mural.
Oh, I remember the mural. Well, I remember reading about it.
The two cases in your ledger. The unsolvable case and the Next World mural.
Huh.
Those were recent. Those cases were hard on you.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What?
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here. Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for its end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless.
Yep.
I'm glad we brought you.
Yep.
Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Mama. I'm ready to lead again.
No one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the body? Or do we need to get him on a disability pension?
They can keep that pension. You're rock solid. You can put your clothes on hard.
Okay, what?
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Okay, just stand there.
Yeah. Just stand there. It's cool.
Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
I drove it into the ocean when I was drunk.
Ah, so refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of everyone's payslip. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
Wait, my badge?
The thing that tells people you're a police officer.
Okay, well, here
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand.
Oh, come on. Alright. Gotcha.
Not today, badge.
Yeah, did I get the badge?
You got it all right.
Yeah.
You're showing it to him. Victorious. They're seeing the badge.
Behold, my badge.
And your gun?
Oh, come on, John.
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements.
Gun.
Yeah, gun. The thing that was given to you to kill people.
Here you go.
He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone.
So, does it even matter that I... Well, does it matter that I found my gun?
You were never supposed to lose it in the first place. Not lost. Is your gun's natural state. You drunk bum.
Okay, but I quit drinking forever. It's only me in this boring hell.
I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse then, huh?
Because Jasmine pheromones?
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
I washed death off me.
The man doesn't reply. But you should have done a better job, is what it's saying.
And yeah, I handled an actual corpse.
I don't believe you. You're drunk. You let a suspect escape, a certain classier, because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
Oh, I knew she was running.
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Yes, I let her go. It's an act of mercy.
Oh, well, if you let her go, I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect who escaped. Another act of mercy?
Ruby?
Or the fact that you're Everclear's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 8 people who were gunned down, the streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
Oh, you're blaming me for this?
He did everything he could. We did everything we could.
Thanks,
The
Kim.
company hired unvetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot, not once, but twice. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
Yes, what he said.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He thinks of apologizing, but decides against it.
You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all true. Although he has not been drinking on the job this week.
Yes.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the superstardom. He likes to, from time to time, allude to being a superstar law official. At first I thought it was a joke, but now I'm not so sure. He says disco about 20 times a day.
Uh-huh.
It's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist. He's even gotten involved in a highly theoretical underground reading group, which, again, for a police officer, is unusual.
Yeah, seems rational to me.
You should yell something.
Yeah, okay, Rhetoric. I am a policeman of the state to come.
The RCM consists of policemen of the state that is, so a little discrepancy there. Other still, he is also an ultra-liberal hustler who is always on the grind. How he reconciles these 2 points of view, I do not know. But he is vocal about both of them.
Yeah.
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for. But despite all this, he is a great detective, one of the best I have seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him everything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar. was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
Yeah. A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
Heck yeah, we are.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers
Don't lose it.
across the
Don't
yard.
lose it.
The
Don't
wind
lose it.
blows, flapping the glossy rectangle in his hand. You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Oceana boom shakalaka. As you can see, I'm a pretty okay detective and an absolutely giant communist. Yep.
Fucking hell. Is this somehow connected to the case?
Detective?
Yes. I believe the pheromone inmates may be responsible for the killer's mental information.
The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
Hey, I'm your boss. You can't fire me.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness.
Hey, I felt less sad too.
Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
I also started a nightclub in the church. Yeah, started a nightclub.
What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church.
Yep, reinvigorated the local nightlife.
4 kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted. It's not optimal, but the building was abandoned, so he put them in there. It's okay.
It's not that okay. Get off this subject now.
The phasmid was female, the reeds of his nest.
Female? What?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Also, feminine voice.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Items. A helmet, a scope, passport.
Actually, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers.
Okay.
They are for attracting mates.
Could have been male. Okay.
Must be robust if it can move a helmet with its limbs.
I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
It told me.
Then it wouldn't matter if it's male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation.
That makes sense. Yes.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
I think it emits a chemical and makes it look even more like trees.
Yes. That would be a chiromone. A pheromone that's seemingly beneficial to the host. It usually stimulates the affected nervous system. Not a human's, of course, but perhaps a predator's?
Well, the perpetrator seemed intoxicated, so it's just a hunch, but...
There are species of bees that, under the influence of chiromones, take wasp larvae to their hives. Ants do the same with aphids, thinking they're... Do you think this is how it stayed hidden?
Yep.
Nothing is off the table. But I want to stress this. The find does not have to be connected to the case. The case is 100% prosecutable. without any chiromons.
Okay.
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat the case and the Phasmid as completely separate from each other. People are not going to...
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
Alright. Well, it had mandibles that looked like hair and was completely white on the inside.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all.
Yay.
This says science, news, human interest. You know, it's a really good thing you have that photo.
Yeah.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still. Quit while you're ahead? Or no?
Alright, we've got his motive.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
What's that?
The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc.
Oh.
The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead.
Oh.
This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
Cool.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
He killed the straggler in an act of jealousy.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years. Like 70-something.
A strange psychosexual fixation, aggravated possibly by proximity to the phasmid and its chemicals. He himself gave a political reason, said he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
It's way more than that.
It's more than that. Perfect folding mechanism like the phasmid. It'll win me Dora back. Oh no. It's my masterpiece. Did all I could. Could be a little neater. I know. It's like the phasmid.
Perfect folding mechanism. Get over yourself, Harry. I can still smell the booze on the wind.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It is there. Like in your bones or something.
Smells like strawberries.
It will pass. In time.
The previous head of the Union was assassinated by our killer.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open, in Martinez, where Evrart and Edgar Clare have ears everywhere.
Understood, of course.
But a case against Everard would be big.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related, for political neutrality.
This has to be good stuff for him to backpedal out of it at first mention.
And I also fixed the strike.
How? It seems to be ongoing.
He didn't quite solve it. He cross-pollinated information between the company rep and Evrart, until the rep came to see that the Union desires war, at which point Mrs. Messier decided to...
What? Hand clear the terminal?
I masterminded a solution to an unsolvable problem.
Sounds like you got played, Harry. Because you were off your tits on Al Ghul.
Hey, how do you know about Al?
It doesn't matter how we know about Al Ghul. What matters is, you're Everard Clare's peony now. Just as I said. He's a mob boss, did you know? Is that why you want us to investigate the assassination of the previous Union head thing? To get off Everard's hook?
No, it's nothing like that. He was reckless with information, but ethical. We don't owe anyone anything. This allowed us to stabilize things in Martinez.
God, calm down, Jean.
Also, I found the dead man on the boardwalk.
Yes, yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
How did you know I found him?
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
I also looked into the mystery of the doomed commercial area.
I don't know what a doomed commercial area is.
Yeah, all of these bankrupt businesses.
Why? That's not what you were supposed to do here.
There was a fridge we needed and a possible witness. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was okay.
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
And I also confiscated drugs from Kuno's dad.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
Okay.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I mean, at this point, anything is but the drink.
Alright. So, what do you say? Want to take this hot shit back?
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to. Jude,
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
You haven't been drinking, she thinks. So, maybe this time.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. Aren't you just a civilian?
okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Wait, I have a few questions before we go about who I am.
The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Alright. Who am I?
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
What?
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but
But before.
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coran. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
That does explain a lot.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair.
The collection of found sportswear I've amassed.
The fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is, and your moves on the church floor, which honestly were just jump aerobics.
Okay, Kim.
Also, this guy. Just everything about this guy.
When was this? When was I a gym teacher?
in your 20s or late 20s. You've really let yourself go since then.
And in Kuron?
Yes, you taught gym in Cool. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue. The worn floorboards.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
Amazing.
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
Alright, why did I join the RCM?
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
Oh.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope.
Okay, I see.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
Kim's really amused. Okay, am I like this? Why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Was her name Dora?
Yeah. Dora England, I think.
Not Dora Dubois.
Wait, Dora England?
Something like that. Half Vazan.
So we weren't even married.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
Alright, when was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago? She was way before my time.
Oh,
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
6 years.
Yeah. Or 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora Engelund really tore you a new one. A big one.
Okay, who was she?
Incredibly bangable.
Huh?
She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
Don't talk about Dora like that.
Snow Welkin, blonde Welkin, heartbreak Welkin, pain Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Okay.
Look, the sun is going down. It's time to go home.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
That sounds good. Alright, am I a dirty cop?
No.
No, because the suspect seemed to think.
You're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss would take you.
I assure you, I wouldn't consult for a corrupt unit.
He would immediately backpedal out of it.
Okay.
I told you it's not that bad.
Alright. So, what's Precinct 41?
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed, and everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
Person in the plane?
Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me.
Oh.
Things are shaky as it is.
They are damn iconic though, Torson and McLean.
An iconic duo. Take it.
Yeah, not like us. Two clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We are garbage.
And the Sea Wing is...
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
Okay, try.
He's anything but a loser, although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way.
And prices...
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
Okay.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
Did we recently shoot up a church by any chance?
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
Okay, Trent. What happened? Why did we need to go there?
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast.
Alright, so I work for the bloody murder station.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and a coffee corner. A lot of good people work there, hard, every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
Alright, well, I need to tell Lena about the Phasma.
Who is Lena?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in Jamrock. Remember?
Do all this. She told me about the fast.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
Oh,
Fine, if we're gonna drop you off anyway.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
She is going to be over the moon. Watch out, or she'll faint.
all right. Lieutenant Kitsuragi, what will you do now?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
He pulls his collar. Full spring light reflected in the lenses of his.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Distant traffic. A scrap of newspaper drifts by, carried by the wind.
Yeah, let's recruit him. Want to do that at Station 41?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I meant investigate. Come work in Precinct 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
Would fit in. And crazy enough. Can take the stress. He doesn't know how to finish the sentence.
He'd fit in just fine.
This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
Yeah.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
Yeah.
He's really considering it.
All right. I'm ready.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Tron brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
Did I finish all my stuff? I have not found booze or smokes. I left the graffiti on purpose. I never got a chance to talk to Clausier. I never got a chance to get the boots. I asked about this, but apparently it's not been finished. So, okay.
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls inside. Fire traps as far as the eye can see, from Main Street to Precinct 41, atop the motorway, to Boogie Street, disappearing into the rain on the horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time.
Huh. Is this like sequel bait?
Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Potomny Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the people. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow? Of course.
Communist revolution?
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
Esprit de corps, huh? I beat the game? Oh, look at that shoulder pat! Oh! Wow. 19 sessions to play through all of this. Something like 70 hours. I'll probably play more on my own, but I'm not going to be streaming this anymore. It'll be a lot faster too, since I've actually seen a lot of the text before. But what a good game. What a good ending. I'm so happy we got to see the Fastman. So I think I'll be streaming Outer Wilds next. Can't believe so many things were voiced. Hey, I know all these characters. Okay, I don't know Beautiful Guy. What? I guess it's an item I didn't find. I should probably actually do drugs in my next playthrough, just so I have a different experience. La Revel Chaulier. What a good voice. Who's very hard to exploit handicap person? Can I quit from this thing? And speed it up? Alright. That's it. Alright, have a happy 4th of July, everyone. And keep Disco